Yo guys, Aaron here. I'm going to talk about the most recent Warzone Mobile update that came out on July 20th. Very interesting update. They accidentally added a map to the game, which is pretty crazy. We'll talk more about that later on. But the update itself was actually pretty solid. I think the biggest thing in this update was that they removed the FPS cap on iOS, which was pretty weird because when the Season 4 update came out, they introduced FPS cap for everyone, Android and iOS. And they said that they weren't going to remove it until the next major update, which would have been Season 4 Reloaded, probably about a month after Season 4 started. People were pissed about it, and then about a week later after season 4 started, maybe it was like 7 to 10 days later, they removed the FPS cap early, because again, people were complaining about it like crazy. People were non-stop asking about it, so I guess they just changed their minds on it. Because the original reason why they said they introduced the FPS cap in the first place was to do some testing, but it's like, they should really just add a setting or something to where people can choose between 60 and 30 FPS. That would have been nice, but it is what it is. But then I think it was either with the Season 4 Reloaded update or one of the smaller updates right afterwards. They introduced the FPS cap again back on iOS, just iOS. Android was fine. I don't understand why they did that. But now we're back to 60 FPS on iOS, which honestly, compared to what it was before, it feels a bit more laggy to be honest. Like the FPS dips way more, I think, compared to like how it was before when it was 60 FPS. Because before it was like really smooth when they did have it at 60 FPS, like it was pretty smooth. But now it feels like the FPS dips a lot more than it did before, but I mean, of course the game's still in testing, so things like this are going to happen. But anyways, enough talk on the FPS cap, which was probably like the biggest thing in this update to be honest, at least for iOS users. Android, there wasn't really much going on here besides like bug fixes and stuff like that, but for iOS, this was definitely like a really good update. But like I mentioned earlier, they accidentally added a new multiplayer map into the game. Now it's since been removed, but they did add El Asilo from Modern Warfare 2. Definitely one of the better maps for Modern Warfare 2, I think. That isn't like a remastered map. But they accidentally added it with this update. And I don't know exactly how long it was available for. It was only a very short period of time. But it was in the map rotation for multiplayer for a little bit of time. People got to play. You could actually find gameplay of it on Twitter and probably YouTube as well. You just look up Warzone Mobile. So yeah, people were able to play it for a short amount of time, but it was removed. And it's pretty interesting. This is another multiplayer map confirmed coming to Warzone Mobile. We already know Shoot House is coming as well too eventually. That'll probably be closer to launch. We'll get that. But another Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer map coming to Warzone Mobile is pretty crazy. Because of course originally when the game was first announced, they made sure to emphasize that the Battle Royale is the main focus. That multiplayer is going to be a small side mode where you just grind camos and level up your weapons. But now it kind of feels like more and more multiplayer is becoming a bigger focus for the game. It's like becoming equal to Battle Royale, which, I mean, I don't know if there's like some sort of change that happened over the past year, where they changed their minds on like what they originally said or what's going on. But I mean, I'm not complaining because I'm more of a multiplayer player anyways. I'm not as big of a fan of Battle Royale compared to multiplayer, so I'm pretty happy about it. But still pretty interesting to see. Now this El Asilo map, we don't know when it's actually going to officially come to the game or when it's supposed to come to the game. Obviously, at any time now they can just put it into the game because it's already there. But I mean, I'm not exactly sure when it's supposed to come out. I'm assuming maybe with Season 5, which is in like less than 2 weeks now. I think it's like the first week of August, Season 5 is supposed to start. So that's probably when we'll see the map. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, leave me in the comments below what do you guys think. El Asilo. Are you guys hyped for this map to come to Warzone Mobile? Is it like a map you're looking forward to coming to the game? Let me know. And what are your thoughts on the multiplayer mode in Warzone Mobile in general? Are you happy they're adding more and more stuff to it? And it's gonna like become like as important as the Battle Royale mode, or do you hope that they just mainly focus on Battle Royale and kind of leave multiplayer as a small side mode? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Peace.